Hey, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Sunday Social Security Roundup for the videos from last week. As some of you know, I was away from my normal spot. I was in North Carolina doing work and working on some family business um, for much of the week. Anyway, okay, so last week we had the Sunday Roundup that ended on the 26th. That was Sunday. On the 27th, Monday, this was about the difficulties people might have when you have to produce your pay stubs for SSA, if you have an SSI or an SSD claim. And it usually is required when your claim is pending or you worked part of the year and you're trying to prove how little you worked, and that working part-time could have been under SGA, and therefore your alleged onset date may go deeper in the past. It also proves that you're not working SGA now. And it even can be used when you have already prevailed on a claim, but you indicate you're working again, and they're going to want to know more details to make sure that you still fit the mold for SSD and or SSI, and to what extent. Okay, so that was the 27th. On the 28th, let's see. Oh, yeah, an instance where you're not going to be getting, or in all likelihood, you are not going to be getting a CDR by the SSA if you are a disability beneficiary. So that's just one rather concrete, I want to say guaranteed, but you never want to say guaranteed, right? But you'll understand why these people are safe once you hear it. All right, that was the 28th. The 29th. This was and it was at the request of somebody, about an old divorce that you might have had 40 years ago, and now you're filing for retirement. And it was just a reminder that you shouldn't, when you file for retirement or even disability, I'd say, don't forego those questions about marriage and old divorces. And remember, when I do these videos, they are on usually a pinpoint topic. That's what keeps them rather short and to the point of what I'm making. And usually that is, this is not an entire class on old divorces and retirement. This is a pointer that if you use your due diligence, don't forget about the old divorces when you file. There are different ramifications. I know there was one viewer who was a little confused and thinking, this doesn't explain everything. I'm like, no, that's right. If you want a consult, give me a buzz. But yeah, so just always remember, these are short and quick things to look out for and give you a little bit of direction. They're not going to be the same as a consult or the same as a CLE, where you are, even a CLE, I'd say, does not explain everything. They just can't. They're usually an hour, 2, 3, and there's just no way to get through everything possible in most topics about that. Okay, so the 30th. Oh, yeah. Someone had asked about, for the people that worked just a few years during adulthood, maybe more than 10, which is generally, and that's a nutshell word, the 10 years to become insured for retirement. What happens if it's 10 years, but it's still pretty short? And we just do a quick touch on of how that affects retirement and how it does not affect retirement, only because the particular questioner was concerned about a way that they thought may affect retirement, but it doesn't. So, but it does affect it in a certain manner, but not in the manner that was of a concern. Okay, so that was the 30th. Of course, Friday, fraud law review. This was about a Honduran, happened to be an illegal alien who came into the country multiple times after being deported, stealing social security numbers and impersonating others. Okay, he was caught. It was the 31st. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I can't believe it's June 1st yesterday. This is how the question was posed about what will the Social Security back benefits be if I also collect early retirement? And we go into that a little bit, just the basics as always. All right, so that's it. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you had a good week last week. I was glad to get home, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye now. So you just listened to the week's roundup of all 7 days right behind us and what those video tips were. Are you concerned if you didn't necessarily catch the ones from the week prior to that? Don't worry, we're going to attach it right here. Have a great week, guys. Bye. Hey, happy Memorial Weekend, Sunday. I don't even know if it's a good thing to say happy when it's Memorial Weekend, but I hope everyone's having a memorable one and thinking about what it is meant for. Anywho, moving on, let's look at the Social Security roundup for last week. This would be Monday the 20th. It was about, oh yeah, when you're a representative, attorney or non-attorney, suggests that they need to get have access to your records to be able to build a case for you. Similar to how the SSA is going to have access to your records, but you probably want your representative to have them even more, right? And there's different HIPAA releases and such. This is just a little share about, if you think you're going to be holding back some records or cherry picking and all that, and what's with that. Ooh, did you hear that? That was a dog breaking something. Okay, so that was on Monday. Then on Tuesday, the 21st, this was about what not to do when you're doing your appeal. If you're pro se and you're filling out that appeal online or on paper, something you don't want to do and some things you do want to do to make that the best appeal notice you can provide. Okay, on the 22nd, this was answering someone's question about it concerns retirement. If a person is on Social Security disability and then they pass away after being on Social Security disability, but before they would be on Social Security retirement, will their spouse be able to collect a spousal retirement based on their work record? And we go into a little bit of that. On the 23rd, this was about the situation when you expect your child to get a 50% dependent benefit off of a disabled, say an ex, their other parent who is your ex, who may have retired. And when you'll find that your child may not get his full 50%. This probably would also apply if the ex goes on Social Security disability instead of just retires as well. And the 24th, Friday, yes, fraud law review, but of course, this one concerned a Georgia man, 38 years old, collecting SSI, apparently got an overpayment, and he was very, very upset, and he threatened violence at a field office in Augusta, Georgia. I believe it happened in the fall of 2023, if I recall, but he was just convicted in May of 2024. All right, and then we have Saturday. This is about the question, it has to do with impairment-related work expenses and how you can use them if you've tipped over SGA with your part-time work efforts, and how you might be able to deduct things to be under SGA and not therefore lose your disability benefits. And this in particular has to do with health insurance premiums. So if the shoe fits, take a look. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday, had a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Don't be a stranger. Bye now.